Hello, I'm Julie Norton. I'm the chair of the Lesson Study Research Group based at the School of Education, University of Leicester. What is Lesson Study? Well, it's classroom-based. It's a collaborative form of professional learning which focuses on understanding student learning more effectively to develop a continuously refined pedagogy. Let's have a look at the lesson study cycle in more detail then to understand more about how lesson study works in practice. So first of all, a group of 3 or 4 teachers form a lesson study group, and that's the first stage in the lesson study cycle. In the second phase, the teachers identify a particular learning challenge for their learners. It could be something that arises in their course book, for example, what's the difference between some and any? The teachers then plan what we call a research lesson, focusing on the intended learning outcomes of their students. One of the teachers will then teach the lesson whilst the other teachers in the lesson study group observe the learning that occurs. And sometimes they can choose particular case students to focus upon because it's quite difficult for teachers to watch everybody during classroom observation. The teachers then meet after the lesson and hold an evaluation meeting together where they discuss aspects of the learning that's taken place and consider what evidence there is for student learning. They can then discuss the particular case students if they wish. In the final phase of the lesson study cycle, the teachers can plan how to revise the lesson for future purposes. One particular variant of lesson study, which is sometimes used in initial teacher education, is micro-teaching lesson study. In this case, pre-service teachers may work together and teach their peers to gain practice before they go into real classrooms and work with learners in schools. Micro-teaching lesson study engages prospective teachers in cooperative learning to develop their understanding and ability to plan, implement and reflect on lessons. So it provides pre-service teachers with opportunities to collaborate in planning lessons together, teaching and evaluating lessons. PMLS refers to peer micro-teaching lesson study, and this is a model that we've used with pre-service teachers recently on a British Council project in China. Here is an example of how a peer micro lesson study cycle might work. It's very similar to the one that I introduced earlier, but in this case the pre-service teachers work together, they form a group, they again discuss the learning challenge as part of the cycle, then they plan a lesson jointly together. One of the pre-service teachers teaches it, the other teachers focus on the learners and what the learners produce and create during the lesson, and then the teachers evaluate the lesson. Afterwards, they may decide to revise the lesson based on their evaluation and teach it again, and then a new micro teaching lesson study cycle can begin. So what are the benefits for teachers and learners in engaging in lesson study? Well, it's a very flexible form of teacher professional development which focuses on student learning. It allows teachers to explore their classrooms critically, and it's a lens to view the complexity of the classroom. It allows teachers to develop their pedagogical content knowledge. That means they can talk about teaching and learning together in the planning stage and think about how to operationalise these aspects of pedagogy in the classroom. And it helps teachers escape from pedagogic solitude when they plan and think about and reflect on their learners and their classrooms alone.